If you thought the first episode with Ryan Carmody was awesome, you are going to get your socks blown off in this second episode. Not only are you going to want to take notes, you're going to want to listen to this one again and again and again before ever sitting down with a possible private money lender. I say possible because you need to be prospecting every day. You need to be having conversations every day with potential private money lenders. And Ryan is going to show you exactly how to do that. Before you start listening, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you are hitting that notification bell if you're on the YouTube channel. And make sure you're following us on Instagram, FearlessFlipping316. Let's get to it, to this awesome private money lender script with Ryan Carmody. All right, we are back at it with Ryan Carmody, and if you missed the first episode, you got to go back. I loved our first episode, Ryan, because of the fact that we really didn't talk a whole lot about real estate. We just talked about life, mindset, business, sales. That's all fun stuff for me to talk about because at the end of the day, you can know everything, but if you don't have the right mindset, the right just way to go about things, then you're not going to be successful. So I loved that conversation, and I'm really excited for all of our Fearless Flipping viewers and listeners right now, because you are going to teach something that is going to blow their mind. Because if there's anything that anyone needs to know, it's if you find the deal, how in the world are you going to pay for it? Well, private money lending is definitely the way to go. Ryan's got a system for that. I give you the floor, Mr. Carmody.
Right on, Kyle. Thanks for letting me talk on your show, and it's cool to be here. Yeah, I think private money, business, relationships. All of us have a desire to want to do better in life. I think a lot of us watching this show probably realize that real estate makes a lot of sense financially. It makes sense to control your time, control your money. I think one of the big things that stops a lot of people is where they're going to get the money, exactly like you said. And one thing I've found, kind of like we talked about earlier, is if you're cool with people, normal, can build rapport with people, make friends, and get connected to the right type of people. I think presenting the opportunity in a win-win situation makes a lot of sense. So we've used a lot of private money in our business. And like you said, the word system. What system stands to me is save yourself time, energy, money, sanity. That's what a system means. And some of you listening to this, you're probably thinking, what is a system? A system is McDonald's. It's a multi-billion-dollar a year company being run by minimum wage employees. So a system could either be a script, it could be a checklist, or it could be a standard operating procedure. This is the standard way that we do this procedure, no matter who's doing it. So what I thought I'd share with you guys tonight is a script, a system to sit down with a private money lender. It's an 11 bullet point script that you just basically walk through the script. And basically one of two things will happen at the end of the meeting. Either they'll want to become a lender on your deals or they won't. And whatever they choose is perfectly fine. We talked a lot about detachment earlier on the other show. And we're not here to beg anybody into the opportunity. We're not begging for money. We have a beautiful opportunity. If someone wants to learn how to earn 8 to 12% of their money, that's cool. And if they don't, that's cool too. So I'll give you the script. Why are scripts important? They keep you on track. One thing I've found with wealthy people is they don't want to talk about nothing. So I think the more strategic it can be when you're speaking with someone and on point, the more they'll respect you. What I've found in my career with lenders is you typically get one chance. So what this script will allow you to do is to practice. You can practice with your wife, your girlfriend, your kids, and practice before you actually go out to the real meeting. So yeah, let me give you the script. First thing that I've done is I usually, if I'm going to have a private lender meeting, is pop the person's name onto the internet and just see if they have a Facebook page or a LinkedIn or an Instagram or a Pinterest. 5 minutes of due diligence, you can kind of see what a person's into. Today with the internet, you can usually find out a little bit about someone. So it's good to go into the meeting prepared. One thing that we use in our private lender meeting is we use a credibility packet. And what a credibility packet is just basically just just make a little business plan about your business. So a good way to start is a mission statement of who you are, what's your business looking to do, your logo, your business phone number. Maybe you want to invent some core values in your business. What's your business stand for? At the core, your credibility packet could be 2 to 3 pages. And I promise you that'll probably be 90% better than what most people do. There's a lot of people that are just winging this. And what I've learned in business is perception is reality. The way that people perceive us is our reality. So just a quick little credibility packet. Do your due diligence before you get to the actual lender meeting. We like to do it at Starbucks. Starbucks is a neutral place. You're not walking into some multimillionaire's office where they kind of have the posture. And a lot of us work from home offices, so we don't want them at our house. So set up an appointment, and the script goes like this. The first thing we do in the script is rapport. What is rapport? It's commonality. This is 3 minutes. Like I said, people like people that are like them. If a person maybe you went on their Facebook page and they got back from an Alaska cruise, maybe ask them about the cruise. If they're a dog person, ask them about dogs. If they're a business person, ask them about business. Biggest thing you want to do is you want to let people talk. I said this in the first episode. People are never bored when they're talking, only when you're talking. So let people talk and listen. Be a good listener. Become genuinely interested in what they're into. The next step of the meeting would be the intent statement. The intent statement can be 30 to 45 seconds. And the intent statement is just basically very short. The intent of the meeting. Obviously, the intent of the meeting is we have an opportunity. We just ask them to keep an open mind. It'll be, 30 to 40 minutes. We'll be here. We're going to break the opportunity out. It's important that in the intent statement to let your potential lender know you're not asking for any money in this meeting. Just basically at the end of the interview, if it makes sense, say yes. And if it doesn't, say no, right? I think getting a yes or no at the end of the intent statement is really important. Why? We got to get people that can't make decisions out of our life, right? In real estate, good deals last seconds, minutes, hours. And if someone gets to the end of the meeting and they say they want to think about it or they want to do research, that's perfectly fine. But our agenda of this meeting is we're here to find potential lenders for real that want to lend on deals, because us that are sincere and honest, that are going to invest money and time into marketing, when we have a deal come across our desk, we're looking for somebody that's the real deal, right? So after the intent statement, the third step is what I call the discovery. And basically in the discovery, what you're doing is you're discovering a few things about the potential lender. It's always good to discover what their experience level is. Some people have lent money on real estate deals and some haven't. There's actually companies where you can buy a list of lenders. There's actually companies that aggregate data that you can actually invest money and have a list of lenders. So you want to ask their experience. Have they ever lent or have they not? I like to ask them up front, what type of returns are they currently earning on their other investments? Why I like to ask that is if somebody's earning 20% and we can only offer 8 to 10, well, I want to find that out up front. I don't want to waste 30 minutes of their time or my time just to get to the end of the meeting to find out that they're earning 20%. The third thing we like to do is just ask them how they made their money. And then fourth is how much capital do they have available to lend when the deals come across our desk, right? So, the script's really logical because you can't just go in and ask how much money someone has if you just meet them at a real estate club. But if you meet them, you research them, you do your rapport, you do an intent statement. Now when it's time to talk about money, it's not awkward. So after the discovery, we do what's called a company overview. And some of you probably know what an elevator pitch is. If you don't, what an elevator pitch means is you could tell someone what your company does from the lobby to the top floor of an elevator. So a quick company overview would be, hey, my company is called Positive Property Solutions. I was founded in 2019. Why we did this business is we want to take old dilapidated houses and old dilapidated neighborhoods and bring them back to life. Why we want to do that is we're born and raised here in this town, and we want to make our town a better place to live. We love using local contractors on all of our jobs, and we basically just want to kind of stimulate the economy, take people, help them out of a bad situation, make a killer new house, and be able to deliver that to a first-time home buyer. So that's what our company does. After that is your buying criteria, and you want to be realistic, right? And wording can be everything. So you just be very normal in whatever your company is doing, however you're scaled at that time. But you might say, I have a goal to do 4 single family houses in the next 12 months. Or if you're a little bit more advanced investor, you might say, well, we have a goal to buy, 3 more apartment buildings in the next 12 months. Or we have a goal to do, 5 projects in the next 12 months. What I found is, you can have a goal. I know a lot of you have never done a flip. So what you don't say is, well, I'm brand new to real estate and I'm going to try to do 3 houses this year. But you could say, I believe in education and I have a goal to do 2 projects in the next 12 months. So just be realistic. After your buying criteria, the terms and conditions. So investors want to know, what are the terms? So the terms that we offer our investors are anywhere from 8 to 12%. We can pay them back, the conditions, we can pay them back monthly or in one lump sum. Typically what I've found with wealthier people is they prefer to get one lump sum, but you can present it both ways. After that, and this is really important, is there's some documents that we have to have in place. There's legal documents. There are laws when it comes around private money. So there's 3 documents that we use. The first document is called a promissory note. Now, a promissory note you're going to want to have drawn up by an attorney. And in the promissory note, basically what it is just all the details of the deal. So it'd have the subject property address. It would have the terms that you're offering your investor. It would have the conditions, whether you're paying monthly or one lump sum. In your promissory note, it's going to have, what happens if the house burns down? What happens if the investor needs to pull their money out before the end of the deal? So basically, a promissory note is a very detailed document between you and your lender of every detail of the deal. The next document that we use is we use a mortgage deed or a deed of trust. Depending on the state we're closing in, some states we use title companies, in other states we use attorneys. So actually the lender will take the deed to the property, and that's how their investment is secured. And then the third document that we like to use is called a hazard insurance policy. And that gets open the day we open escrow, and we list our lender on the policy as the loss payee. So that means if anything happens, your lender's protected. The next thing in the script is what I call common ways. And common ways are just ways, some common ways that regular people can lend their money. A lot of people don't even realize that they can be lenders. So it's awesome if you can communicate this clearly and professionally, that one common way people can use money sitting in a bank account. If you can properly communicate to someone that they earn, 0.5% or 1% a bank account, or you potentially can give them 12%, that's pretty attractive. Another common way is people can use equity in their houses. Right now we have historically low interest rates, and we've actually shown people how they could take out a home equity line of credit at 5%, lend that at 12%, pay the bank back the 5%, and keep the spread. Another common way sometimes people lend is they use credit cards. So a lot of times we'll let someone buy the material for our project on maybe a 0% credit card, charge us 12%, pay the credit card back to 0% and keep the spread. And then another common way that a lot of people do it is they self-direct their retirement accounts. So you might want to do a little bit of research on what's called a 401k. Unfortunately, a lot of people in America have them. And it's been said to be one of the biggest robberies ever to be put on the American people. So what we help a lot of people that have 401ks that maybe never were educated on it was we teach them how to self-direct it and get it out of Wall Street's hands, get it into their hands, and then they can use that to lend on our deals. And again, that's just creating a win-win situation, which is basically what we always want to do. So after the common ways, I do what's called risks and rewards. And what risk and reward is again, just being a normal person, just basically, it's your money, it's your life. If you want to keep it in a bank account, we can bust out a calculator. We can look at exactly what that money will grow to over the next 10 years, or you can invest it and earn a 12%. Risk and reward, you can keep it in a 401k, but if we pull out an amortization calculator, I can show you what they'll take in fees and commissions, or you could get control of it and get it growing at a much greater rate. After that, after risk and rewards, you open it up for questions. And then the final step of this script is the commitment. You can't be scared to ask for the money. You're going there, you have an opportunity. The commitment is, would you love to make money in this system? And that's a script that we use every single day. I think if you guys practice that script, like I said, practice with your spouse, your husband, your wife, your kids, your business partner, and don't be embarrassed to lay that script out on the table in front of your lender. It shows you're prepared. You're being respectful of their time and yours, and it's a great way to follow a proven system. The other cool thing about that script is you can train it to somebody else. So you can do that a few times, but the real deal is learning how to train that to somebody else. So you're not working in your business, but you're working on your business. And everything we want to do in our business, we want to make it more of a working on our business, not in.
I love it. Ryan, I can tell you've taught this on stage before. So you nailed it. You nailed it. This was awesome. Now, the one thing I want to stick on for a couple minutes here before we wrap up is, I've sat in on some investor meetings, both as the person who might potentially invest and also as just kind of a secondary person who's checking out what the pitch looks like. And so many people only focus on how amazing this opportunity is and how it's, the best thing out there. And they never talk about the potential downfall. And I think that's the biggest red flag. So I love that this script has transparency from the intent statement, the legal documents, risk and reward. That right there makes me, even though I'm not the one that's looking to invest right now, it makes me feel so much comfortable with you even talking about this. So
for sure.
Do you feel like just by having that on your side and having that transparency that's gotten you more private money along the way?
100%. As entrepreneurs, we trade risk for reward. I always like to tell people that nothing's cupcakes and rainbows, and especially real estate. Things can be good, things can be bad. I think one important part in that script is letting them know that we have the proper documents in place. And those documents are the same documents a bank uses. So they are protected, insured, and secured, right? They're protected with a promissory note. They're secured with the deed, and then they're insured with the hazard insurance policy. And I think it all goes back to stage one of building rapport and that trust. If you can actually bake a friend with someone and be normal, we're not there just to try to get the money, right? We're there to be normal and break down that we have an opportunity. We're investing money in marketing. The benefit of a lender wanting to do this is a lot of them aren't investing money in marketing, right? There's a lot of people that just want to get their money working for them. So if you can clearly communicate that we're the boots on the ground. And then I've also learned to communicate that we believe in education. Like you talked to me on the first call, right? I've always learned that risk goes down when education goes up. And it's attractive to break that across to a lender that we believe in education, that we have an attorney on our team, that we have an accountant on our team, that we use a proper escrow company, right? They're not writing us a check at the end of the meeting. Everything is very much by the book, and just being straight up with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to overcomplicate this. I think this was awesome. I don't have any other questions to back it up. If there's anything else you want to add, love to hear it now. But if not, we can wrap this puppy up.
That's it, man. Thanks for having me on the show. Appreciate you, Kyle.
Awesome. So once again, guys, go back to the first episode to check out everything that Ryan had to share about education and mindset. We also talk about how to connect with him, but I will just recap that one more time here. Ryan's phone number, if you'd like to reach out to him, is 805-585-8888. You can also check him out on his fan page on Facebook. All you have to do is search Ryan Carmody fan page. That's CARMODY. And if you are local in the LA Ventura area, make sure to check out his mastermind group, which is Next Level Real Estate Investors Club. And the best part about this script that Ryan just gave to you, if you're sitting in the car and feverishly taking notes, or having the person next to you take notes and you're like, I missed that, it's okay. You can go to the show notes. We're going to be at fearlessflipping.com/Ryan Carmody. Once again, RAYN.
RYAN.
What's that?
RYAN.
What did I say?
RAYN.
Oh, my bad. RYANCARMODY. And you will have that script plus the rest of the show notes here. This has been amazing value. Ryan, you are the man. And just got to say, give me a little hang loose before you leave here.
Keep them loose.
I love it.
Baby
All right,
sharkers.
brother. Thank you so much. Guys,
Okay.
remember, it is your time to conquer real estate investing. We will talk to you next time. Step by step by step, right there, right in front of you. You don't have to worry about it, and you can teach it to someone else. How much simpler can it get? I think one of the biggest things that we do in being entrepreneurs, being business people, is we overcomplicate things. We get so good at things that suddenly other people are looking at it and they think, I can't do that. You know, Kyle's so good at that. Ryan's so good at that. I can never be that person. This script allows you to duplicate that with anyone and to teach them that. And it helps keep you on track. Anytime a script is right there for you, it's just going to keep you on track. So make sure that you go to fearlessflipping.com/Ryan Carmody. Get that script, get the show notes, start implementing that in your business, and soon enough, it will be your time to conquer real estate investing. We will see you next time.